I mean, look at this. If this dude was black, he would have he would have been shot just for being black. Straight up. Look at that. Look at this. He has a gun pointing at a so-called police officer. The dude talking about shoot me in the head. He wants to die. And this cop didn't kill him. But if this guy was black, for sure, he would have been dead in a heartbeat. This dude, let me tell you something, man. You know, mainstream media is already painting the picture this guy has mental health issues, and, you know, he was quiet, reserved, he was harmless, you know, he acted kind of strange. This is what they're already reporting right now. This is the guy, Alek Minnasian, or Minnasian, whatever how you pronounce his name, who killed up to 10 people driving in a van, a rented van in Toronto. Killed up to 10 people, injured 15. And this was premeditated. This is no doubt about this is premeditated murder right here. This guy is 25 years old. And from the reports that I've been reading so far, everybody's saying he's quiet, reserved, you know, and he was harmless. Again, this is the sign when it comes to terrorists, especially these new age terrorists right now, you know. Actually, I shouldn't say new age. This has been happening as far as terrorism in this country and around the world. All right. This is the perfect definition of a terrorist. Someone who's quiet, someone who's reserved, keeps to themselves, doesn't appear to be a threat to the dominant white society, right? Those are the signs you have to look for when it comes to people, you know, who have those signs where they can just snap at any second and start going on killing sprees and running over people and shooting up a whole bunch of people and mass shootings. Those are the signs you have to look for, right? It's always the quiet people. If you don't know too much about this person, they're always quiet and reserved and harmless, and, you know, just they look like an angel and this kind of thing. That's the people you have to worry about. Those are the people you have to worry about. So, you know, the mental health angle is gonna take a narrative here. The narrative is gonna be he has mental health issues and he was quiet and he was a lost soul. He needed help. He was crying for help, and that's the narrative the mainstream media is gonna push on this goddamn terrorist. This guy is a terrorist, point blank and simple. Don't let the mainstream media, the dominant white society, always change these narratives talking about, well, it has to be politically motivated. No, it doesn't. You go to the USA Patriot Act. It clearly says here, these are primary sources. It clearly says here, definition of domestic terrorism. It says here, involve acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of criminal laws. That's what that is. This guy's a terrorist. Even though this happened in Canada, this definition still applies. All right. So, like I said, with this guy here, this guy here, Alek Minnasian, he's not going to be labeled a terrorist. Even though he clearly, you know, the narrative here is that he's not going to be labeled a terrorist, even though this was an act of terrorism. All right. It even says here, it says a sign that investigators believe it unlikely terrorism was the motive. The official agreed to reveal that information only if not quoted by name. This was clearly an act of terrorism. This was clearly premeditated. Okay. And this is what this guy wanted. He clearly wanted to die. You saw in the video here. This guy had a gun. He said to the police, the so-called police officer, to shoot him in the head repeatedly. If this guy were black, he would have been shot point blank and simple, wearing a damn suit with a Bible in his hand, with no firearm, he would have been shot. Point blank and simple. We know this. This guy had a gun, bald, wanted to be shot, still gets arrested peacefully. Right? Just like Dylan Roof, who they took to damn Burger King after he shot up our people at a church. A mass shooting at our church. They just say, hey, man, we know you shot up those people. Let's take you out to Burger King and so you can just relax before you go to jail and stuff like that. You know, we're going to try to soften the blow. Right? I mean, look at the comment section over here. I'm glad the cop didn't kill him. I hope the guy gets what he deserves in jail for the rest of his life. Again, this guy were black, he would have been shot point blank and simple, wearing a 3-piece suit with Sunday's best, with a Bible in his hand. He would have been shot. And the so-called police officer would have said he was in fear of his life. The suspected race soldier would have said he was in fear of his life, therefore I had to shoot. Even though the dude had a Bible in his hand and a 3-piece suit. You know, so I mean, that's the reality of the situation. That's the reality. Right? So again, family, just don't fall for the okie doke. The mainstream media is going to label this guy as a guy who was lost, was seeking help, and he didn't have much friends, and he was alone, and he was reserved, he was harmless. Those are the signs right there. You have a problem. Those are the signs right there of a terrorist. Those are the signs of a guy like this who will do mass shootings, mass killings. Those are the guys you got to look out for. So don't fall for that okie doke. All right. All right. So anyway, those are my quick thoughts on this story that happened in Toronto, Canada. All right, family, leave your comments down below about this story here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Till next time, family, Chauncey, a.k.a. the Black Separatist, signing out.